It's me. Earlier today, I made a video. It ended up being two short videos that I'm gonna put together, but the gist of it is beginning to create document a protocol for, I call it Proofecy. It's kind of silly, but um, developing protocols for over time various techniques of peering um, through time. Um, Try to deal with it matter-of-factly and scientifically as possible. Um, Also recognizing the deeper meaning. But anyway, basically I engaged in a practice that has come to me, or that I recognized, and now it's seeming to kind of develop a little slowly, but I'm also not being obsessive about pursuing it. Maybe I should be a little more. Once or twice a week, I'll give it 5 minutes, get the result, and move on. But over time, perhaps over the next few years, perhaps, I expect this will develop because it's been developing over the last year, and I haven't talked much about it, and I'll talk more about it. But this isn't the time for that. But I did want to just at least get this out there. I made this on my tablet, so I'll have to post it at the laundromat tomorrow. um, I just wanted to give a little intro, and it worked. I wouldn't say it's an A plus or a home run, but more or less what I said I saw is I kind of prove it a little bit. But it's still, a murky process. I'm still learning. And it wasn't an A plus, but it wasn't an F, and it wasn't even a D. An argument could be made that it was a B or a C. And that's pretty good. um, but I kind of already knew it was going to happen because it's been happening at least that well. So, anyway, it's not a world-changing thing or anything, but perhaps over time, it will amount to something. And not just something in my own life, but something I can share and that means something to people, and not for my own. Not that I want to be a teacher, but if I stumble along the way and actually get somewhere. And I'll also say, that this type of thing doesn't necessarily do anything for me. Perhaps I'd progress a lot faster in my spiritual growth if I weren't always so concerned about putting stuff out there, especially considering the mountains of that I put out there. But my deep one of my deep concerns is like people who either are crazy or suicidal, or who get labeled that way, people who experience things and there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go for help, for real spiritual things that happen to people. And some of the most disturbed, institutionalized people on the planet, if they understood that what a lot of people would consider either magical or mysterious, that there are these good and bad spiritual forces hitting them, that they're real, and that there are defenses against them. it would be a great relief to a lot of people and give people a lot of purpose, because people wonder why they don't fit in. I mean, I still don't fit in. I'm an outcast. I'm, in a sense, you know, and I could work more to be more fit in, but that's, you know, and I don't want people to be like me, or, you know, I don't want to be like me, but the parts of me that are good, I want to strengthen, and work on the bad things. But even with all the bad things, you know, my smoking, my coffee, my drinking, magic, God, the spirit world, shamanism, still finds a way, you know, to touch my life, big and small. And just knowing that it's real helps. Because then it points you in different directions as far as finding the resources, the knowledge, the information to help, and also increasingly coming to find the answers within. I'm not saying, you know, like some guru, or, oh, the truth's in here and you can find it there. You know, I'm beginning to learn that. I don't know that. I don't know that. But I do believe that. I used to have faith in it. Or I should say I do have faith in it. My belief isn't rock solid, but I have a degree of belief. Not just intellectually, I 100% believe it. That's not what it's about. It's about a spirit. It's about actual, like, you know, a spiritual structure of belief, a real thing, a real force, a real power. You can, I believe all day long. And I know that I know what I'm talking about. You can do that all day long, and I wouldn't say it won't do you any good, but not a lot of good when it counts. Anyway, I'm making this way longer than I want to. A little bit of a proof, so this will end up being like a 20-minute video maybe ish, and there's just a very, you know, 1 minute of like proof, and it's nothing flashy, but it's there. And in the beginning of the video that I made this morning, I have a bad tendency of holding this tablet with my finger over the speaker. So I was talking about how, like, I wanted to make this quick because I had to go to the dump. But anyway, hopefully there's enough there where there's something there. And I don't suspect, like, you know, this isn't like necessarily a post-worthy video, but now it's there anyway. And I have kind of a long body of work. It's a very long war of peace. That, or well, I hope that a lot of the disastrous ways I live my life may cut that war short for me. Never mind if I actually, what might happen if I actually got out there. But that wouldn't happen yet. I'm not ready. But I hope to get ready. Anyway, on with the presentation. All right. Thing over there, and just as in this image, well, if you've seen my other work, you've seen my painting over there. And I changed the setting on my camera, so now this looks a bit darker, but same type of deal where looking, even though as I'm looking at that image, oh crap, even as I'm looking at that image, oh no. I think this was the peering. Shit. Well, we'll try it out anyway because it's not fitting. But looking at this image, like in this picture on my tablet, there's just a little bit of play in there. There it's all dark, but like you can still kind of make out some stuff. And that seems to be the right environment where that stuff can then there's just enough play in the mind where the mind can use what little is there and change it a little bit. Not like in some crazy weird way and it doesn't feel like anything's happening. I have no sensations when this happens. It's just it's this inner concentration, but it's not like a concentration like this. It's it's like a hands-off concentration that's like completely mental. There's like no physical attribute to it whatsoever. So for me, except for in other times when I've done this, it's deeply relaxing. Afterwards, I find myself deeply relaxed. Um, and like I said, I'll say more about experiences or techniques, but developing a protocol, I want to find the exact time. It seems like there's kind of an exact time range from the peering to the to the event, and yeah, document it, you know. So one of the things, and I forgot to do it today, but I remembered to do this. It was about an hour ago, and I should have written down the exact time when the peering stopped, and then I forgot to do that. But what I did remember to do was to make this video, and I'm trying to develop a protocol for proof, I guess. Not because like proving or check it out, but because we're in the apocalypse, we're in the revelation, which means that things that have been traditions through time are now, secret traditions through time will be born from us regular people. They could show us anytime they want to, but then if they did, we would follow them like gods, and the good ones do not want that. The good ones essentially are making us rise up and do this because we're at the precipice of, the next 100 years, the next 1,000 years. Say it takes 2,000 years. I don't suspect it will. However long it takes, it will come from the ground up. The bottom of the pyramid will rise to a circle. Anyway, just briefly, and one of the things seeing peering, I mostly see faces. Faces are the most recognizable objects in the world. Whatever else is going on an hour from now, my mind isn't clear enough yet to grasp it. But I see faces. Speaking, moving, whatever. That seems to be what's easiest to grab onto. Though, last week or the week before, while doing this, I saw faces, and then I very distinctly, in the bottom field of my view, saw a dark shape, very distinctly, just go, and it looked like, say this is all black, and this is my TV. It was like something very blacker, just going, or, well, as I found out later, just going like this. And then later, when I was in the midst of the actual event, just out of nowhere, I'm staring off. I was at the dump. I was staring off kind of out across. There's a field out across, and I was staring out at a field. So it's all white because we're in the middle of winter. And the snowmobiler, right across my field of vision, and it was a very stark, and he was wearing all black, So that's why it was able to stick out so well and not. That's why I was able to identify it, even though it wasn't a face, is because it was essentially all a white background with a very distinct, dark moving object across. Anyway, what I saw today, I gotta hurry up. What I saw today was, first I saw some faces in this area that I couldn't identify really at all. In this area, I saw more of a thinner face. Yeah, thinner than that. A little bit slippery of a face. Speaking very distinctly. Not quite smiling. It's a little bit serious, but not serious. That's a poor picture of what I saw, but like a thinner face. There may have been a little hair, maybe bald, but a little bit svelte, soft, but not fluffy soft, in this general area. And then after that, I saw a distinct line and a kind of larger face, or a fuller face. A fuller face, more hair. It seemed like it might have been looking down, which really perplexed me. I was wondering, where am I going to see something looking down? Someone looking down. but it also, yeah, fuller face. I don't want to say a plumper face, but like a more square of a face. A little bit of like wrinkles, sags. Actually, it might have been a little lower here on the thing. A little more face. It could have been a woman, but it seemed like it was a man. But if not, it was a fuller face, you know, a little bit older of a woman. The face I saw reminds me of someone I know who has glasses. So I feel like I saw glasses, but that's more like of an after effect impression. Anyway, that's not much, but that's what I had. This doesn't look exactly like it, but there might be enough information there. Now I'm going to turn on something live, and I'm going to make sure to look at this straight on, not just hold this straight, but I'm going to make sure to look at it straight, because sometimes if you see something like this, it matters. Like when looking, when peering, it matters where you're looking. So if I turn my head like this, the image will turn like this if I'm keeping my head still when I'm looking. If I see a person's face go like this when I'm peering, it might be because when I'm in the moment, I'm going like this. So it really is like exactly specific to what my eyes are seeing. We'll see if this works. I'm going to turn on something live. There will be live news. Yeah, let's see here. There will be live news. Come on. Let's see. And they were definitely talking. Is this live? No. Let's see. Live news. Oh, heck.
With that problem, provide us another weapon to fight this virus, which is still spreading at an alarming rate. This morning, a potentially game-changing boost in the vaccine race. The FDA saying it's working rapidly to finalize emergency use authorization of the Johnson & Johnson single-shot vaccine.
It is well tolerated and safe, and it is a single-dose regimen.
Today was, first I saw some faces in this area that I couldn't identify really at all. In this area, I saw more of a thinner face. Yeah, thinner than that. A little bit slippery of a face. Speaking very distinctly. Not quite smiling. It's a little bit serious, but not serious. That's a poor picture of what I saw, but like a thinner face. There may have been a little hair, maybe bald, but a little bit svelte, soft, but not fluffy soft, in this general area. And then after that, I saw a distinct line and a larger, kind of larger face, or a fuller face. A fuller face, more hair. It seemed like it might have been looking down, which really perplexed me. I was wondering, where am I going to see something looking down? Someone looking down. But it also, yeah, fuller face. I don't want to say a plumper face, but like a more square of a face. A little bit of like wrinkles, sags. Actually, it might have been a little lower here on the thing. A little more face. It could have been a woman, but it seemed like it was a man. But if not, it was a fuller face, you know, a little bit older of a woman. The face I saw reminds me of someone I know who has glasses. So I feel like I saw glasses, but that's more like of an after effect impression. Anyway, that's not much, but that's what I had. This doesn't look exactly like it, but there might be enough information there. Now I'm going to turn on something live, and I'm going to make sure to look at this straight on, not just hold this straight, but I'm going to make sure to look at it straight, because sometimes if you see something like this, it matters. Like when looking, when peering, it matters where you're looking. So if I turn my head like this, the image will turn like this if I'm keeping my head still when I'm looking. If I see a person's face go like this when I'm peering, it might be because when I'm in the moment, I'm going like this. So it really is like exactly specific to what my eyes are seeing. We'll see if this works. I'm going to turn on something live. There will be live news. Yeah, let's see here. There will be live news. Come on. Let's see. And they were definitely talking. Is this live? No. Let's see. Live news. Oh, heck.
Rapidly to finalize emergency use authorization of the Johnson & Johnson single-shot vaccine.
It is well tolerated and safe, and it is a single-dose regimen
Okay, so I just watched what I recorded. Realized that this was my first image. And again, I pulled this up live, but realized this was my first image. Oh crap.
I think he's getting on a plane. He told me he came in to see me last event. And Representatives Shirley Jackson Lee, Al Green, Sylvia Garcia, Lizzie Pinelli, Pinell, and what am I doing here? I'm going to lose track here. And Mayor Turner, Judge Hidalgo, thank you all for welcoming us. And Jill and I wanted to visit Texas today for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, to let the people of Texas know our prayers are with you in the aftermath of this winter storm.
I guess I'll also tend to bunch up. There's also things later in the broadcast, and it's hard to give a full description because, you know, say I sat there for 5 minutes. Those are the things that stuck. It's like looking at the clouds or whatever. So it's certainly not a perfect science, but I think it shows something. And, you know, 300 years ago, electricity wasn't a perfect science. Ben Franklin, you could say, theorized the first battery of a big old lightning rod up into the sky in a jar of water. And we've come, and then people in France built it, and it worked. We've come a heck of a long way since then. So maybe this is like that, you know. So, 300 years, where could this be for everybody? And not just like heralded prophets or secret societies, but like just a natural ability we all have and can develop like any other ability. And, I mean, there's something very real and very deep too, but there's also something very matter-of-fact about it. The more we can just accept the matter-of-factness of it, the better off we'll all be. It will bring a lot of relief to a lot of people who are told that they're crazy when they're not. They're undeveloped. And there's nowhere to go. There's no help to develop that. We're going to develop it. What we? If you're watching, that's who. If you're watching this, that's who. So, we have a lot of work to do, and we can do it. And we cannot fail. Thanks. Have a good day. And now, after speaking of the mysteries of the world, I gotta clean up and go to the dump again. Have a good day.